Hi, Mark DeJesus here. I've been helping people for years to break off the limitations that hinder their life and their journey to live healed and free. And I've been exposing the rejection mindset, which is one of the deep-rooted mindsets that will keep you from living in the power of love, identity, and fruitful relationships. And I just wanted to show you, you see, all of us were meant to be loved and to live from a powerful identity. And you see, love from the Father in Christ Jesus sets in motion an understanding of who we are. It's that love atmosphere that helps us to then get an understanding of who we are so we can live powerfully from that. You were made to live in love, to be loved, and live in the powerful confidence of that love while walking securely in who God made you to be. But what we live in today is we live in a love and identity compromised world where our sense of love has been compromised. Therefore, our sense of identity has also been compromised. And this is the playground of a rejection mindset. Because when love and identity is not firmly established and reinforced in our life, we become vulnerable to rejection's lies, which seek to separate us from the love and identity that is available to us. Fear then comes in and tag teams with this rejection mindset. And it causes us to go into some extremes, into some ditches that prevent us from our effectiveness. So when it comes to love, instead of being rooted and established in love, we feel the need to earn love. We feel the need that we've got to do something to be loved. We have a performance mentality that forms in our life, so we become performance driven, even in our interaction with God and with others. There's always a nagging sense of not being able to be safe, to just land in your own skin, to be at peace with where you are and who you are. So we tend to start avoiding things. We avoid things in our life. We avoid situations. Why? It's not an intelligence problem. It's a love factor that's preventing us from going to the next level. And rejection is betting on the fact that if it can keep you feeling unsafe, then you'll avoid the situations that you need to face to break through. Why? Because dealing with some of those painful areas is uncomfortable. There's a great deal of discomfort, and even being in relationships is awkward. It's a struggle. Everything seems to have so much drama or pressure or fear attached to it, because the reality is love brings safety. Love says it's okay. You're accepted. You are brought into relationship. Love brings the safety that your heart desires. At the end of the day, this love deficit in our lives, the sense of separation from love that rejection fuels, leaves us unfulfilled. So you can earn, perform, and do all kinds of great things, but at the end of the day, you feel unfulfilled. If you feel unfulfilled in your life, it's a sign rejection has had a work in your root system and has distorted how you feel loved and how you look for fulfillment in your life. So when it comes to identity, the identity is often based on achievement. If I don't achieve something, then my identity doesn't have the worth that it could have. Or if you don't go into achievement, maybe you just self-reject and you don't bother at all, so you get passive in life. You get passive in life because of a confidence issue. You see, love and identity instills in you the confidence that you know God's got your back. You have what it takes in God to step forward into what's available for your life. But rejection sends you lies. No, you got to achieve. If you don't bring something to the table, you have no worth and you have no value. So it plants into those insecurities, those unstable places where you're just not in that place of confidence, and you'll either burn yourself out in achievement, or you won't bother trying and you will take a safe route of passivity, which both are dangerous ditches to live in. Many people in today's society live in a state of confusion at many levels over their identity. Why? Because identity is bestowed. It is spoken. It must be reinforced. And so many people live with a vacuum of emptiness where they weren't instilled and given, spoken over, imparted the power of the identity, who you are. Most of us only got affirmed if there was an accomplishment. But there wasn't no validation as Jesus received. This is my beloved Son in whom I am well pleased. So no wonder we live in a society of confusion. The lack of the Father's love, the lack of being connected to that love relationship and identity opens up the door for confusion, for double-mindedness. Then we're all comparing ourselves to other people in relationship, never feeling good enough. And even if we do feel better, it's a false sense of feeling better because at the core of ourselves, we're still in a place where we feel like we're never enough. Like we just don't match up. Nothing's ever good enough. Nothing ever satisfies. So the healing process begins with restructuring, rebuilding, reconstructing what it means to be loved as a child of God. And for many of you, that's the renovation that God is bringing into your life. You see, for me, I came to God with a great need for Him to deal with some areas of my life. Little did I know He had to go to the root system. And it began with addressing the rejection mindset and rebuilding who I am in His love and who He's made me to be. So I encourage you, get a hold of exposing the rejection mindset, get a hold of my training course, and I want to help you get into what it means to rebuild your sense of love, identity, and live in powerful relationships.